All right, going in. I have no plan. That's gonna work out great for me. Hello, welcome back. I'm here to talk about the goals that I had for myself in 2025, how I did with those goals, and kind of sort of to touch on goals that I have for 2026. So this is mostly related to bookbinding. That's where a lot of my focus was when I was setting goals for 2025. Let's just dive right in. So I had 3 typesets printed out that I think were like fully put together into text blocks that I needed to like do whatever the finishing touches were and case them in. I did all of those. That is Never Fallen from Quite This High by Crystal Crow. This is the All for the Game books from Andrew's perspective. So I designed them to match up because it's one single fic and I divided it into 3 volumes to match up with the 3 books in the original trilogy of All for the Game. What the fuck? My version of the lathe, I have 2 bound copies of this. One was a gift, this one is mine. And the last one that I had lingering around is my cursed bind. Every bind of this is cursed. It's the fic. Like, nothing I do will change that. Anyway, it's Your Divine by Onion Chiver. I wanted a single volume of Your Divine. This gave me as many problems as you can imagine. But she's done and she lives on the shelf now. So that's actually completed. I planned to participate in 4 exchanges. How many exchanges did I end up participating in? Let's check. 2025, let's see. I participated in 6 exchanges. All right, I had 5 new projects that I wanted to start. First up, Genshin Impact. This I did actually start and it subsequently ballooned because of how massive it is. What I wanted to do is to take all of the like lore that is recorded in the like books and journals and scrolls and all that material that you find throughout the game, take all of that content, which is available on the fan wiki page, and put it into a book. Because I don't like reading that stuff while I'm playing the game. I'm trying to play the game, but I would like the opportunity to read it. So I thought, why not just make it into a physical book? Because there's a lot, that's why not. So that's gonna be at least 2 volumes. I wanted to do a scripture style typeset of Your Divine. Didn't touch that. I wanted to put together a typeset and bound copy of the extra content from All for the Game. I did actually complete a typeset for this. I have a typeset. It's ready to be printed, and my printer crapped out on me, which is a whole other thing that just derailed my entire year. But I do actually have the typeset ready to go. So I am marking that as achieved. Similarly, big massive project, I wanted to do what I'm referring to as the Omegaverse anthology. So here's how this started. A YouTuber that I enjoy quite a lot, Strange Aeons, did a 2-video deep dive on the Omegaverse. Like the history, what it is, what it means, how it's changed, all of like the lore surrounding it. And they referenced several documents for this video as part of their research. Several pieces that are available on AO3, a couple of things that are like scholarly articles or papers, things like that. And I was like, I love everything about this. I want it in a book. And so I put together a compendium of these AO3 pieces. There's at least 1 scholarly article, I think, in there. I don't remember if I ended up using a research like a college research paper, but that's all put together in a typeset. I have the typeset ready to print. I have half of the signatures printed, and then my printer crapped out. It was this typeset that killed my printer. I also wanted to create typesets for Touched by Onion Chiver, Flavors of Fall by Knick Knack, and Quicksand by an author I don't remember. Those last 2 are All for the Game fics. I have not touched either of these. I had 5 typesets from other binders that I wanted to bind myself. I only did 1 of those, which was To Be Yours. This is a BTS fic that was, the typeset was gifted to me as part of the Renegade Annual Exchange in 2024. And I got it done. This was before my printer died. It's very simple, very straightforward. I had 6 typesetting projects started in 2024 that I wanted to complete in 2025. I did complete 1 of those. I did complete 1 of them. which is Daydream Daydream by Kumatoki, which is again a BTS fic. This is a singular fic. I divided it into volumes because she long. I had an idea for this project and I wanted to do it. This has been a few years in the works at this point that I have had the idea and I've been trying to work out how to do the idea. And I did it and I love it. All right, and now I'm gonna move into this graphic. Oh, I have to grab something else. Oh no, I forgot one of the books that I would need to show. Starting in the upper left corner, find a fic from an old favorite fandom and person of interest project. I did my person of interest project and I was counting that for an old favorite fandom. So this is an anthology of works. These are all from the author Astolat. This was so much fun to do. I had so much fun making this typeset and putting together the ideas for like all of the different things in the typeset were gonna look like. This is also the first dust jacket I've ever made, which is clear. So we've got the boys on the cover, and then I don't think it is gonna show up on camera at all. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out, and I'm so glad that I was able to do it. All right, I already talked about the Omegaverse project, so that is checked off. Printable canvas. I used that for a couple of things, actually. I used that for a Christmas present. I don't know where it is. I'm not gonna try and find it. This is printable canvas that I used for the lathe because I had a very specific idea about what I wanted. Is it perfect? No, but I am happy enough with it. And I also used printable canvas for one of the exchanges that I participated in. Next up, bind 10 paperbacks. I bound 7 paperbacks. If I had managed to finish one of the big projects that I wanted to work on in 2025, I would have had my 10 paperbacks, but that didn't happen. Read a new to me fandom. I read so many fandoms in 2025. So many more than I was expecting, so many more than I usually would, so absolutely achieved that. I think I checked this off because I started reading Cobra Kai fic. Read a 300,000 word fic. So I started reading, oh my god, Never Fallen in 2024, but I finished it in 2025, so that's when I counted. Create a process vlog. I have such a neurodivergent mental block around this specific thing, despite the fact that I really, really, really want to do it. I don't know. I've recorded so many hours of footage that could go into it, and I haven't done it, and I'm giving myself permission to just leave it alone for a while. I already mentioned I didn't make a scripture typeset. Clean out my TBR. So like on AO3 you have a function to like read something later and save it to a list. I didn't have any idea what I had in there, so I went through and I cleaned out some stuff and added other things there too, so I'll have to do that as like a routine thing, but I did it. Try deckled edges. That was the Christmas gift that I mentioned, and this goes along with something else on here somewhere, which is to bind a lyric book. My spouse is a songwriter and singer, so the Christmas gift that I gave to them was a hand-bound copy of all of the beautiful lyrics that they have written. And for that, I did deckled edges because I thought they would enjoy it. Genshin Impact project I've already talked about. The free space I did as sewing my own end bands, which was not a goal that I set for myself, but I did learn how to do. I have done a few times now, experimented with, had a lot of fun with. I wanted to read 24 of the fics that I have in my TBR, and I read 14 of them, which is not bad. I wanted to create 3 binding related reels. I almost didn't make that, but I pulled it out at the last minute. I also like didn't end up posting this specific graphic, which was an entry for like giveaway contest. I don't even know what happened with that giveaway contest. All right, make my own book cloth. We talked about that. Oh wait, no, we didn't. So I used printable canvas, and that was part of like making my own book cloth. I also had to make my own book cloth because I wanted this very, very specific, obnoxious fuchsia pink for a rebind that I am still working on, but I did it. It took some doing. I went through hell for this, but I did it. Read 12 books. I did that. I read 24 books this year. Yay! Archive my faves, which is going through any of my bookmarks on AO3, any of my bookmarks on my phone, and downloading, just downloading the PDFs so that I have them and nothing can happen to them. Complete a typeset in Affinity. I did it! I'm an Affinity girl now! I feel so cool! My copy of Affinity isn't great and it crashes sometimes, but I did it! and I love Affinity. I wanted to bind a set of Penguin Classic paperback. I want to do a set. I have an idea for a set. That was the big project. Typesetting projects in progress that I want to complete. That's part of it. And those are also paperbacks. Couldn't get them done. So cross your fingers for 2026. Mostly for my printing situation. Editing from the future. I somehow just completely didn't mention that one of my goals there was to organize all of the things I have in my Kindle app. I don't have a physical Kindle, but I have the app on my phone and my tablet. Which is a combination of fan fictions and some other various things that I have there. I did that. I organized them. It's done. Yay. Complete 15 binds. I did that. Do I have an excellent record of what all those 15 binds are to reference easily for you now? No. I wanted to read 6 sapphic fics. I wanted to be a little bit more intentional about seeking out sapphic pairings and sapphic fics that I enjoy. And I didn't get 6, which I am disappointed about. All right, like I said, I bound a lyric book and then buy a favorite book. That specifically got checked off when I bought a copy of Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. Honestly, a lot of what got in my way, aside from myself, right, was finances. But I did outline some goals in 2026. So first up, as with many years past, my reading goal for books is 12. Will I get more than that? We can hope. Will I get less than that? Who knows? But that's the goal. I want to read 6 fics off of my TBR, strictly for the purpose of trying to continually read things off of there so it doesn't just continue to grow and grow and grow and nothing ever comes off. I want to set up tracking for my bookbinding. This is a big one. This is a little different, a different focus. I want to clear out some of my rebind backlog. I have in my office like this big collection of books that I have accumulated that I want to rebind. I want to be tracking the movies and TV shows that I watch. Like, I want to be able to go back and be like, these are the movies that I watched last year. These are the shows that I watched. Whew, that was a whole lot. I need to go take care of my children. I don't want to deal with this massive stack of books that is on my floor. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. Leave your thoughts or whatever, you know. I don't control you.